welcome back to my channel, and today my topic is about diseases. There's many different types of diseases inside of our world, since diseases can be spread around, since some diseases are contagious. Today I'm going to take a closer look on diseases and what they are, or what types of diseases there are. My first fact is about infectious and non-infectious diseases. These are two types of diseases, so diseases are basically split into two categories. First, let's talk about the infectious diseases. These are not caused from doing an action you are addicted to, or you are meant to do, or you want to do. So it can just be from spreading from somewhere else. For example, you might get a contagious disease like COVID-19 or flu just because someone spread it to you. So that's why you get that type of disease. So you don't get COVID-19 or any of these types of diseases, so it can just be caused at a random time. While non-infectious diseases can be caused from doing something. For example, you can get like heart cancer or lung disease from smoking tobacco or cigarettes. So this is because you are doing that, and then it can hurt your lungs and you won't be able to breathe well or do things well. So it's from doing something of your own cause. That is an example of a non-infectious disease. Then we have diabetes. Diabetes are caused from eating too much candy because you can't control how much sugars you have in your body. So you have to be able to control your blood sugars. But if you didn't eat too much candy or you didn't do this, then you wouldn't have this non-infectious disease. And lastly, skin cancer. So non-infectious diseases can also be different types of cancers, and skin cancer can be caused from being under the sun too much because you get sunburned, and then your skin might get a certain type of disease if it doesn't heal well. Next up, let's talk about body system affected diseases. Body system affected diseases, as you know from the name, it can affect your body system or how you act. I have 3 examples of body system affected diseases, which is kidney failure, stroke, and diabetes. So kidney failure, first of all, as you can see in my picture, this first one is a normal kidney, perfectly healthy. It can filter your blood. It can filter your blood very well. But this last one right here can cause kidney failure, which means waste or fat from your blood can pile up inside of your body, but then you might have to replace your kidney because your kidney wouldn't be able to work well. So it can produce different wastes inside of your body, and then your urine might have different problems, or your kidneys or bladder system might not be able to function well inside of your body. Then next up we have stroke. Stroke basically affects your brain inside of your head. So first of all, stroke, it affects the nervous system. Since your brain is made from nervous tissue, it can affect your memory, and you can also forget some of your language. Well, I'm going to talk about stroke later on in my slide. And then lastly, we have diabetes. In my last slide, I talked about diabetes, but inside of it, it can damage our blood vessels, and we can't really produce our sugars, since if we eat too much candy, we have too much sugars and we can't produce our glucose, which is basically the sugar made from carbs inside of our body. So it basically damages the blood vessels. So you have to be able to control all your sugars and not eat too much of this at one time. And then next we have severe diseases. Right here, I'm talking about the most severe disease, or one of the most severe diseases, which is called Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease basically affects the brain. It is kind of like stroke. While it can cause memory loss, changes in mood, confusion, time and place behavior changes, but also you get confused with your language or what language you are speaking. And then it is also more risky if you have a relative with Alzheimer's disease. So it might hurt his brain, or if you have a relative, he can pass it on, he or she can pass it on to you, and then you might get this disease too, as more of a risk. Then if you have different heart problems, so heart problem can be heart disease or high blood pressure inside of your heart. So this also increases the risk of Alzheimer's disease because it is mainly affecting the brain, but also kind of like the heart. While smoking can increase the risk. And then one point is people older than 65 have more risk of getting Alzheimer's disease because this is part of like the twist inside of your life while you're getting older. So when you get older, you have more the risk of getting this disease, Alzheimer's disease. And then next, let's talk about how they are caused. There's many ways diseases can be caused. For example, the first one is spreading around. So we have many different types of bacteria, while there's also different contagious diseases. So contagious diseases can be spread around in many different ways. For example, if you have a family or a friend, you could talk to them or hug them, but if they are sick or have a certain type of disease that is contagious, then they can pass it on to you. So you have to make sure to stay away from this. And then if your relatives have it, this is like Alzheimer's disease. If your relatives have cancer or something that is contagious to different parts of your body and might change how your body works, then you might increase the risk of getting a certain type of disease. And then a poor diet or a lack of exercising, also smoking, can increase the risk of a certain type of disease. Like if you keep on smoking, it can cause lung problems or heart problems, which is some types of diseases you can get from smoking. And then lastly, eating something poisonous or dangerous can also cause it. So on the news, I saw something that some campers got stuck, but then some hikers or campers got stuck inside of like a forest or the woods, but then they started eating mushrooms. But I didn't think that was a good idea because mushrooms, like different types, even if you don't know what they are, they can be poisonous any type of way. So make sure not to eat any types of poisonous foods. Next, let's talk about some contagious diseases. I have two different types of contagious diseases, and my two examples are COVID-19 and measles. These are two different types of diseases. Our first one is COVID-19. COVID-19 spread from China into 2019, and people all over the world got COVID-19 around this time, so they had to shut down schools so it would stop spreading around and around. But COVID-19 can cause a sore throat, coughs, fevers, and chills, but also body aches. So COVID-19 is one example of a contagious disease. Then we have measles. Measles can cause like a fever, a rash, or dry coughs and runny noses, while the main cause is a measles virus, since this can be spread around very easily, and then you might have rashes all over your body, which itch a lot. But some ways to keep or prevent them is to take different vaccines or different shots so your body can be able to fight them more well. And then stay away from people who seem sick or you know they are sick. And lastly, take different medicines or stay in bed if you get sick so you can get better and people won't come near you so they won't get the disease too if it's contagious. And lastly, what I learned about diseases. I learned there's many different types of diseases, and our two main groups of diseases, the infectious and non-infectious diseases, but I should always stay away from any type of disease, no matter if they're contagious or not, because sick people should get better. And then also different diseases have different types of viruses. So on this picture, this is the measles virus, and it's kind of like the COVID-19 one, and it looks like it has spikes all over it. But also, we need good exercising, taking care of our body, and also eating healthy food. But one fun fact, or it's not really fun, but 200 million people, about 200 million people were killed inside of Europe when the Black Death disease hit over there. So it was called Black Death because about 200 million people were killed, and that's a lot inside of Europe. And in conclusion, I have learned a lot about diseases, some contagious ones or the groups of diseases, and thank you for listening. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel.